Settled down in Britain, I thought I had left such horrors behind. But tonight, I'm investigating gang rape in Britain. I've been shocked to discover that it's happening right here. But what is even harder for me as an African is the evidence that we've uncovered, which indicates that a disproportionate number of these attacks are being carried out by black or mixed-race young men. Alerted by two high-profile gang rape cases that saw a total of 13 young men, aged 12 to 19, convicted, we set out to discover just how many other cases there have been in the past 3 years. The dispatches team contacted the Crown Prosecution Service and Association of Chief Police Officers, but neither had figures. So we approached all 51 police forces in Britain. Only half responded. We set out to examine convictions in gang rape cases involving 3 or more perpetrators, all under 25 years old. The team spent 4 months collating information on all the cases we could find by looking at news reports, court listings, speaking to journalists and barristers. We didn't find all the cases in Britain. These are just the ones we could track down. We only included cases where convictions were recorded. We verified this information with Crown Courts, the Court Service and 80 barristers who specialize in rape cases. We tracked down cases involving 92 young people convicted of being involved in gang rape. 66 of those convicted were black or mixed race. 13 were white and 13 came from other countries including Afghanistan, Iraq and Libya. The figure of 92 may seem small, but we have to remember these were men who were convicted of being involved in gang rape. And the fact that 66 of those 92 were black or mixed race is statistically significant. And I feel it's a fact we can't ignore. I've come to meet youth worker Sheldon Thomas in Brixton, South London, where he works with young people. Is this whole gang rape thing a black problem?
No, I don't think it is, but there is a disproportionate amount of young black boys involved in it. And that is why I am very concerned, because we've got a situation in our community that needs to be addressed. And I don't believe, in my opinion, that we in the community are addressing it.
Why not?
Many of us don't like to look in the mirror. The fact is, just like gang lifestyle and the violence that gangs bring, we didn't want to address it because we're too busy trying to blame somebody else for the problem. I believe that this situation of gang rape in our community is the same scenario, that it's difficult to address it because then people want to look to blame somebody because, you know, you might have people wanting to blame, oh, it's mother's fault, or it's absent father's fault, or it's the media's fault. We need to put aside all of that and we have to start dealing with some home truths. We've got a generation that look at sex as if it's nothing and treating disrespecting women as if it's nothing. We've got women who have no confidence in themselves, young girls who think it's okay to sleep with one guy or two guys or possibly 3 or possibly all 3 at the same time, or being forced into doing things that they don't want to do but feel that their peer pressure is pressuring them to do it. These guys are like 13 and 14 and 15, and their actual attitude towards young girls, towards sex, is mind-blowing, because it's actually leaving you with, where's their morals, where's their values?
Susan was dating a young North London gang leader. She first got involved in gangs aged just 13 when she was used as a drugs runner. She used to carry a knife and has been stabbed herself. She knows firsthand how gangs intimidate people.
Most people think, yeah, if I go to the police, the boys are going to get more angry about it and they're going to come after me.
Partly out of fear, partly to fit in with the gang, Susan says she set up girls to be attacked.
You'd see the boys and then you'd see me walking next to them. And if they ever had a problem with a girl, they'd call me and I'd be like, yeah, I'll come with my girls and I do something to the girl as well. And there was a couple of times where I actually set the girl up to get raped.
In fact, she says she arranged for girls to be gang raped on 2 occasions as a punishment for sleeping with her boyfriend. When you say you've been periods when you actually set up other girls to be raped, how many people would have raped those girls?
It would be like about, what, 6 or 7 boys? 8 boys? They call it gang rape, and that was it. Like, boys, whoever was there, who wanted to get involved, like, yeah, I'm on it, I'll come, and that was it.
And how would you set them up?
I'd say, like, I'd ring them, and then I'd keep everything cool and act like we're friends, and then I'd be like, oh, come with me, and then we'd be on my block, and I'll be, wait here for a second, say it was a park, wait here for a second, then I'll go and get the boys and say, yeah, she's in the park, and they'd come over and then just do whatever they wanted.
Women setting up women to be gang raped, groups of teenagers roaming estates, kidnapping a girl, dragging her through the streets and then raping her. It makes me wonder, what is it about this complete lack of respect for girls, and for some girls, complete lack of respect for themselves? And what is it about the culture within these gangs that would make anyone do such a thing? I want to understand the sexual attitudes of some young people in inner cities. So I've come to King's Cross in London to talk about sexual practices in general. These teenagers say it's common for boys to have a number of girls they can call on for sex, and that it's not unusual for a girl to have sex, particularly oral sex, with several young men at the same time.
Obviously, like, if you deal with a girl and you don't take her serious, then, like, obviously you will bring people in it, and then every man will have a go. Like, but obviously the girl has to be like, obviously they ain't doing it, like, it's not a rape thing, but like, obviously, like, if the girl want, some of the girls, like, they take it like that, innit? They don't really mind doing it.
If she's willing to do stuff without being your girlfriend, then you just call her a link, innit? Just because it's someone you can just phone them and link up with them, and you can just do what you want to do with them, innit?
What about emotion? What about respect?
Oh? We don't take that into consideration.
I grew up, really having respect for women, but what are you explaining here? What are you telling me? It's shocking. It just shows that you have no respect for girls.
I do have respect for girls, but
like,
come on, like
it's hard to explain. Like, you can't say that.
If you don't respect yourself, yeah,
exactly. If the girl don't respect herself, how are you gonna respect her?
That's what I'm saying.
That's how you have to do it.
Is it true that the sort of girls that you're saying that don't respect themselves become the girls who, in some cases, boys pass around?
Yeah, basically, it's like, it's a line-up, innit?
A line-up.
It's a circle where every man gets their piece of the pie.
China.
When you say line up this girl and how many boys will you pass them around?
Yeah, you ask her, like, boom, like, what, is it just me, or can I bring my boys in, innit? Like, my brethrens, innit? If she says you could bring your brethrens, then you will find a location, you will find a bed, you will find a room, and you will leave her in the room, innit? Simple, like. Yeah. And, like, obviously, it's not a thing like we're kidnapping her, saying you can't go home. It's not like that. Whenever she's ready to go home, she can go. We don't really care, yeah.
You hear about gang rapes. What do you think about guys who
rape?
Gang rapes.
You see guys who rape here on my life, yeah? I think they should all burn, because that's just disgusting. You can't force a girl to do something she don't want to do.
I don't think it's always, it's like, the way it's portrayed here, it's not always the boys' fault. Because, like, the girls here, like, they'll do something, and then when people find out, they want to change up the story to make them look innocent when they're letting off. That don't make no sense.
I don't like, you know what I don't like, yeah? I don't like girls, yeah? This is one set of girls I don't like, yeah? You see when a girl, yeah, comes, for instance, and she's like a line-up girl, like a hoe, yeah? And she comes, yeah, and in her head, yeah, you already spoke to her on the phone, you told her how there's 7 boys, 8, 9, 10, or 11, whatever, yeah, how many boys there is, and they're saying, yeah, they're still coming, they're on it, and then when they get to the location, they do what they said they were gonna do. Fair enough. But then when people start speaking about it, and then word goes around, then they want to say rape. That's one thing I can't take, man. That's annoying.
I ain't gonna lie, I know boys that have raped, yeah, but it's like, it's 50-50.
I don't know what that's.
Same here.
That don't make me a racist. I don't care, innit? I know man them that rape, so I don't give a f. I mean, I don't care, but yeah, like, it's 50-50. Because the girls will just change it up. They'll do something, yeah, and then when I find out everyone in their estate knows what they've done, they'll be like, no, they forced me to do it. They'll chat shit and let someone go to jail for that. Come on, man. So it's not always the boys that, it's half and half.
What about diseases?
What about diseases?
That's why you strap up.
That's why you strap up, yeah? But obviously, if for instance, then the girl gave you a disease, yeah, then it's a different story again. If a girl gave me a disease, yeah, I knew for a fact I would batter her, innit?
Yeah,
Simple
I ain't
as.
gonna lie. No,
Bro, I ain't battering her. I'm going to get myself cured before I batter her, boy.
Stephen Griffith runs a youth club and hears these attitudes on a daily basis.
Stephen, you heard these boys. I mean, to me, they were just brutally honest, but frankly speaking, it's scary, some of the things they were saying.
I see too much abuse of young women on the streets. You heard the guys speak themselves, and they speak in a way that they don't realise. They don't understand.
What concerns me is whether a girl who agrees to have sex with some boys has the power to say no at any point.
Well, this is the big question. The word consent and the understanding of consent, because if they're all waiting their turn and the girl's turned up from a phone call or just there because she was walking down the street, as they said, at what point, there could be any point that she doesn't want to continue, and he would continue.
And there's also intimidation, because they did talk about some of these girls are so intimidated.
Yeah.
And
yeah, when the guys are standing there, what are they going to do, the girls, at that point?
I know this is it's more. I mean, there are a lot of young black guys around here, but definitely this group it's more black boys. Is this trend? Is this gangbang stuff and things like that? Is this more a black thing?
I mean, yeah, I think this is a very, very sensitive subject, obviously, and I think that the problem that we have is that, as you said, a lot of the boys around here are black. A lot of the boys who are taking this a step further and actually being convicted of charges of rape, gang rape, are black. And I do believe that it is a problem within the black community. I also work with white young people in the area. Their relationships are quite different to the relationships you've just heard these guys talking about. So they're relating to young women very differently. And I think that is, from that is evident there's a problem within the black community or amongst black young men.
I've come to Barking in East London to meet a group of confident young women who have their own concerns about boys' attitudes to sex.
What do you think about the way boys these days are treating young girls?
I think it's actually quite bad. It's like they don't really want a relationship with you. It's like they'll have links and then that's it. It's like they will show like a clear point, like whether you're a link or you're actually like a wife, like they'll call you your wifey. But it's like no one really has wifeys these days, do they? It's all like links.
When you say link, give me your version.
Okay, links is basically you can be with one girl, but you have like numerous other amounts of girls as well. It's like, but basically they're just having sex with everyone. That's basically how it is. It's like there's no like actual relationship. Everyone's just having sex with everyone.
Girls want a relationship more than boys, but boys only want sex.
Do you think that there is a possibility for the girls to say, no, I don't want this person, and then that person still insists and take that girl on? Does that happen?
Girls do say no, but the boys are so forceful. Yeah. It's like their body strength is so much. It's stronger than ours. It's like we can't fight that. It's like they'll force you to be there and have sex with them.
Do they see this? Do they understand that that's rape?
They don't understand what they're doing.
Do you think they understand that that's rape?
No.
A group of 16-year-old boys that the girls know want to tell me their point of view.
Guys, this is not about you personally. I want to understand what's going on in your world, the world of young people today. What do you think about the way most boys, treat girls? This whole thing about, general sex, linking and stuff like that. Can you tell me about these things?
There's obviously boys are going to have their links and that, like bits on the side.
What do you understand about Lionels? Because, I might be old-fashioned.
What do you understand?
What is it?
Well, say we're in a line like we are now, and just girl goes along and does what she's got to do.
But you don't think it's wrong? You don't think it's bad?
No, not really. As long as it ain't in it, like
it's not always on us. Like it takes two to tango.
Yeah, the girls are like most girls are like the same. So
It's just excuses for the bad things, for the way you're disrespecting girls. Do you agree?
No. It's not disrespecting.
Not disrespectful, man.
You've heard about gang rapes. What do you think about that?
I ain't heard about that.
No, I ain't been involved in none of that gang shit.
Now, I'm not saying you're involved, but you've heard about it.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Now, what do you think about boys who gang raping?
nah, that's deep. That's
Disgusting.
I'd never even think about doing that. Someone that needs to get slapped.
Is it just possible that even the lineups, the links, the battering could even be gang rape? Is it just possible?
No. Because it's not like gang rape. I'd class gang rape as in us physically, like throwing her about and that. But we have more respect than to throw a chick about. Like
It's 1 hour.
But what if during this lineup or this linking, the girl say no?
Then like
It's a no is a no,
isn't it? Like then you just leave them stuck.
How do you feel about girls who get involved in these traps where they end up being gang raped by boys? How do you feel about it? Because I hear that words go around rather than people, supporting them. In fact, they're the ones that get called names.
Most of the time they're on it, like. They only
That's what I'm saying,
say they could be beating like 3 men and then they like, oh, jam, but they still carry on, like they're more on it, and then afterwards when people start finding out and going, oh, you're Jizzy, they're like, no, I got raped. And most of the time it's gaslit.
Do you believe that?
It takes two. It's not fully hers. It's both, innit?
But hang on, are you telling me that if a girl decides to go to a boy's house or to go meet some boys and then she's gang raped, it's her fault?
She should know who she's like.
But what has happened to genuine friendship? What if she just wants to go and meet a friend? And some of these girls, from what I've heard, they're set up as well. And so you're saying because she went there, it's her fault?
Yeah, man, she me too hasty to go and meet boys. If she wants to go meet a bag of boys, then she'll probably address it.
Go a public place, innit? You won't get raped there.
If she's definitely going to the house, and it's over, innit? She's gonna get beaten.
Guys, do you seriously believe this? That because she decided to go there, it's her fault? Do you believe this?
Yeah. If she knew where she was going, innit? If you're gonna meet someone, there's a friendship, innit? Go to an open place, innit? You ain't gonna get raped there, so I think smart, innit?
I don't agree with some things, but still.
It's 50-50, innit?
It looks like we can't really get underneath the skin just by me standing here talking to them separately. So I've decided to bring the girls with me here to meet these boys so that we can actually get underneath the skin, address these issues and see if we can make sense of what has gone wrong with our society. Thanks for coming, meet the boys. I want them to hear firsthand that if a girl decides to go visit, a boyfriend and other boys are there, and then she is gang raped or whatever, you said it's her fault.
If it's a boyfriend, then the boys ain't gonna do nothing to her. But if she's going like one girl going to link a bag of man and that, like she's fully on going to link a bag of man, then she's gonna get beaten. Yeah. She's not just gonna go to link a bag of man for a joke. Like.
But how does she know there's going to be other mans there? What if this boy just said to her, like, it's just going to be me and you?
That's a different question, is it? That's a different question, isn't it?
So hang on, so you think it's right that even if a girl went to meet loads of men, it's all right for her to get raped?
No.
Because basically that's what you're saying, and it's not right for any girl to get raped.
She's walking in, she's giving herself the opportunity to get raped, innit? But obviously it's not right either way, but if she's going to link a bag of man and then that, you gotta be smart.
Was you typing it all on us?
No,
as well?
because I ain't even mentioned that.
We entice you and whatnot.
No. It's both people. Like I said before, it's both people. It's not one person's fault. It's both people.
You know whether boys who do things like this even know that they're doing something wrong, that they, that this shouldn't be happening to girls. Are they aware?
Are they aware of what? That it shouldn't be happening?
Yeah.
Well, obviously everyone's aware that rape shouldn't be happening.